until we do what we need to do, those people writing about us, they will always have the better side of the story. They will always be the hero. This is what Nkrumah Fuse is preaching to us. Before we begin, let me tell you a short story about Sundiata. Sundiata Keita lived 800 years ago in the 13th century. He founded the Western Sudanese Empire of Mali. He came from a clan of Malinke in the small kingdom of Kangaba, near the present-day Mali and Guinea border. Now, someone called Sumanguru from Kaniaga overran the small kingdom of Kangaba, and he killed 11 royal brothers of Sundiata Keita and left him to die because he was a sickly boy. As a Dugutigi, or a headman of one of the villages of Kangaba, Sundiata organized a private army, consolidated or cemented his position among his people, went ahead to challenge and defeat Sumanguru in a decisive battle. The empire he founded spread wide and far, attained many tributary states, and then went ahead to dominate gold trade, among others.
I came with the spirit of Sundiata, I can never be afraid. I came with the energy of Shaka, you go things say you're crazy. I came as the child of my father, I give thanks and praise. And I came with the spiritual armor, may the anointing spray.
Now, what Fuse is trying to say here is that he came with the spirit of Sundiata, meaning that he came in the game underrated. So how Sundiata was underrated by Sumanguru, that is how he was underrated. People didn't believe when he came. Okay, and he is as fierce and ruthless as Shaka Zulu. So now he's fierce and ruthless. And also, he's from the fatherland. He's from Africa. So he's grateful and proud. He gives thanks and praise. And then he's covered in the spirituality of Africa. So the anointing on him, it is communicable. It spreads to other people. That is what the whole chorus is about.
First of all, make a pour before man proceed. There's a silent war up in DRC. If you're poverty porn and the truth you seek, the new Africa was born to fulfill the dream.
You can agree with me that FuseODG and Pan-Africanism, you can't separate these things. Since at the Azunto days, the 2012 days, when he started, this is New Africa, Tina, I hope you remember, yes. You can't lie that FuseODG has been about Pan-Africanism almost all his career. So he started this verse by talking about what is going on in DRC and what is going on in DRC. There is a conflict in the eastern part of Congo between the M23 rebel group and the Congolese army. So he's trying to say that these are the things we should focus on, talk about, so that these people can be lifted out of poverty, rather than showing that Africa is poor, blah, 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 for the charity and the donations to put money in the pocket of a few. This is what FuseODG is talking about. And also he's saying that Africa is born to fulfill a dream. What dream is he talking about? The new Africa has a huge potential to reach. That is what needs support.
Forget the powers that's instilled in me. I know say there's powers that been showed in me. I told them from bad A to BBC that we the Africans will know what the children need, so fall back, we can kick it.
He said power has been instilled in him. He has been given the power by Africa to talk about what is going on. So what is going on is that the children of Africa, the people of Africa, are the right people who know what the children of Africa needs, not the foreigners. So Africans should be allowed to decide for themselves. This is
on our road. Black man stand up, we're sitting on the throne, ruling everywhere. Yeah, we're killing at the globe, and we're building back a home in a different kind of zone. I came with the
black man stand up. Black man stand up. Sitting on the throne. Sitting on the throne here means that Africa has the human resource, the natural resource to do anything Africa wants to do. So wherever you see a black man or an African, they are excelling, whether in sports, music, wherever. Africans are excelling. And they are not only excelling, they are building back Africa at home. They are building their home in a very unique way, in a different way, in their own zone, not the way that Westerners see it. The director of this video did a very good job, because when you look at the costuming of the characters in the video, it resembles the era of Sundiata Keita, the area they lived and how they lived their lives, the costuming and everything, how they dressed. I think it's almost on point. That the headgear, the uses of horses, really good. The director did a very good job, I must say.
You never ever know what it feel like. Pretend to be someone else in a real life. You can never be yourself, cause it feel like for the sake of the salary you had to put your pride to the side. The cost.
You have no idea how it feels like to pretend your whole life to be something you are not in real life. Meaning that being raised in Europe or being born in Europe, being born in a foreign land, he had to be something he wasn't, because people were not interested to know the real him. So he had to put his pride aside for the sake of salary, to be able to fit in the job market, to be able to make money to feed himself. He had to be something he wasn't. If you reveal your true self, you might not be accepted. So you have to put everything aside, your real identity, your pride, so that you can survive, which is cruel. I think this verse, it goes for not only FuseODG, but the diasporans, the people who traveled from Africa to find jobs in Europe, and those who were born and raised there. It's a very beautiful verse. Let's go.
To have a dream, my CV was written in European. Said I was captured through the Euro lens. Too much baggage being African, we used to pretend to Caribbean. Now I feel it in my soul.
Fuse continued this verse by trying to explain the cost he paid to have a dream in a foreign land. And he said that his CV was written in European and he was captured in the Euro lens. What he's trying to say is that Europe took credit for his talent, for his credentials and his capabilities. So everything he was able to do, everything he's capable of, it was seen through the European lens, through the Euro lens. And too much baggage being an African, we had to pretend we were Caribbeans. At a point in time, people born and raised in Europe who had African roots had to hide that aspect of their lives, of their identities, and portray themselves as Caribbeans. That is the Jamaica and those countries in the Caribbean, because there was some shame attached to it, which I can't imagine. I can't put myself in their shoes, because it was probably a difficult period for them. Now he feels Africa in his soul. He can freely associate with Africa. Doremi, Burkina Faso. Great music are being done in Africa. Africa are doing great in music. But Europeans or the other world will never give Africa the glory, or will never show. So until the lion learns to tell his story, the hunter will always be the hero. So until Africans, until we portray our art, until we do what we need to do, those people writing about us, they will always have the better side of the story. They will always be the hero. This is what Nkrumah Fuse is preaching to us.
Welcome to Sona. We are the sons of the new Africa, where the sounds of nature anchor us.
Welcome to Sona. We are the sons of the new Africa. You see, back in the Azonto days, he said, this is the new Africa, Tina. And he says, now you are welcome to Sona, the sons of new Africa, where the sounds of nature anchor us. So among the sounds of the new Africa, they are anchored, they are held down by the original sound of the land of Africa.
From the land of Suya, Okadas, Nkrumah, and Karas. From Sakumono, Ojolegba, Nairobi to Accra.
From the land of beautiful and diverse culture, Suya, food, Okara, mode of transport, Ankara, what we wear, the clothes. Okay. And beautiful and diversity, Ojolegba, Sakumono, Accra, Nairobi. That is what he's talking about. This is what Africa is made of. Beautiful and diverse culture, cities, everything you can think of.
We sing songs originally narrated by ancestors to create science, ointments, navigations, algebras. We birthed the sojourners of Obasanjo.
On this beautiful platform, we do everything. We do the algebras, all the complex things you can think of. We do them here on the foundation of all these beautiful things he mentioned. And we have the heroes to the Obasanjo, the Nkrumahs. This third verse is actually a speech. And this is how he continued. I would love to read it to you. We survived oppression, neglect, and adversity because we saw opportunity and negotiated advantages. No longer subpar, okay-ish, novice, or amateurs. Black is excellence, African is excellence. We fought against the fire they used to try and burn us. Did they forget that we were children of the sun? So we rose from the ashes, filled with the spirit of the new Africa, from the stories of naughty Anansi to surviving over the night of atrocities. In the tribe of Akan, they have stories about the spider that is Anansi, and all the stories are cunning and naughty. Anansi was smart, and so are Africans, and that is what Fuse is trying to tell us. Be proud to be African. African is excellence. Africa shall live forever. Peace out.